Hi, welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. I'm your host, Brian Koval. Before we get started, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. If you want to see me play your favorite deck or your spicy brew on the channel, I take donation deck lists. I'll do a deck tech, play a full Magic Online League, and help tune your list. If that sounds good, check out my contact info. It's in the video description below. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Strixhaven is legal in Legacy, and you know what that means. It means we're playing Chain of Smog. So this is a donation request from Benjamin and Benjamin's group of friends. They basically said, take your Teferi Vacation Nickfit combo deck and turn it into a Witherbloom Chain of Smog combo deck instead. So that's what I've done. If you are familiar with my channel and you've seen the Teferi Vacation videos, a lot of this should look pretty familiar. The mana base, the spells, pretty comparable because I've done a lot of the work already on how to splice a big, expensive, ridiculous combo into a Nickfit shell. The Grand Abolisher was the huge technology in my Teferi Vacation update. Veil of Summer, obviously good at what it does. And now, instead of Lethal Vapors and Teferi's Protection, we have Professor Onyx and Chain of Smog. So if you are not familiar with this combo, here's how it works. Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Witherbloom Apprentice does the same thing, but it's 1 life. Chain of Smog. Target player discards 2 cards. That player may copy this spell and choose new target for the copy. So you just Chain of Smog yourself, and then you choose to copy it until your opponent dies. And that will trigger Professor Onyx or Witherbloom Apprentice until you win the game. So that's the combo. And the whole deck is built to get the combo into play and protect it. Got a bunch of discard spells. The Veteran Explorer Nickfit Shell. Veteran Explorer plus Cabal Therapy, Phyrexian Tower. You pull ahead on mana very quickly, which allows you to pivot from the combo, or from the Rector version into the actual hardcast version pretty quickly. The Grand Abolisher and Veil of Summer make sure people don't mess with you when you're going off. Sylvan Library, because you're going to need more cards. You need some card selection. And, of course, the combo pieces themselves. Arena Rector can get Professor Onyx into play very quickly. When this dies, you may exile it. If you do, search your library for a Planeswalker, put it onto the battlefield. And, of course, there's the Big Daddy Ugin, just in case we're not set up to combo, but we need to get a Planeswalker. So Ugin can just win games on its own. Green Sun Zenith can get Veteran Explorer or Witherbloom Apprentice. There's only one of these in the deck. Like I really didn't build the deck to curve like turn 2 Apprentice into turn 3 Chain. I don't think that's going to be a winning line most of the time. I think we're going to need to do a little bit of sculpting. So there's 2 Professor Onyx, 4-way to tutor for her, 1 Witherbloom Apprentice, 2 Zenith, and then Shred Memory. You can transmute Shred Memory to search your deck for the Apprentice, the Smog, or the Grand Abolisher, whatever piece of the combo you're missing. So this is a pretty hyper-focused main deck on ramping up mana and then pulling off this combo, with the option to just jam Ugin instead. The sideboard pivots into Shifting Ceratops for those pesky blue matchups. People will probably be boarding to answer your main deck plan, and then you just have this difficult to remove 5/4 instead after the board. And some removal spells for when you're on the fair build, and of course the required anti-combo technology of Mindbreak Trap, Fairy Macabre, Thoughtseize, Surgical Extraction, and Null Rod. So that's the deck. Let's see if we can do it. Right, I'm on the play in round 1. I think this hand is good. I'm going to keep it. It doesn't have a sack outlet or disruption, but it does have Explorer, which is something you want in every opening hand, and I can curve up into Sylvan Library, which does a lot of heavy lifting if we're not triggering Explorer. So off we go. Old basic Forest Veteran Explorer. Strong start. I really wish that I could have put Spellseeker in this deck, but you need the green for Explorer, you need the black for your sack outlets and your combo pieces, and then you need the white for Rector. So it's actually just really hard to get a 4th color into a Nickfit shell. I think we're going to lose our library here. So Urborg Thoughtseize If this is a Pox deck, they're going to be really disappointed because Veteran Explorer embarrasses Smallpox. If this is Depths, which is much more likely, they are probably just going to take Library and try to make a quick Merit Lage. Ooh, they took the Rector. Interesting. Okay, so that makes me feel like they're trying to play a longer game. Oh, I have black mana from their Urborg. That rules. Alright, I hope they don't have a haste creature. Another opponent who enjoys the channel. Thanks for watching. Okay, this is not Depths. Is this Curses? But Curses wouldn't play Thoughtseize, right? Actually, I take it all back. So I played Curses once, and the deck has Chalice of the Void and Dark Ritual in it, which is just a pretty embarrassing combination of cards to put in the same deck. Opponent says hello, YouTube. But if that is what my opponent's doing, then they seem to have a better build. Yikes. I'm gonna top both of these actually, because it's just oh no, I actually do need to sack that because I want the shuffle. I'll get a Savannah because that also taps for black. Not that I really need it right now. But now we're in this position where they basically can't kill or discard any of my stuff. And I guess it just depends on what their payoff is here. Like, if they hit me with a Curse of Misfortunes this turn, I'm probably going to lose. I think I have one more hit with Sylvan Library to try to make it all happen. But it looks like they were right to take Arena Rector. Oh, there it is. So they are, in fact, Curses at a very strong curve. All right, Rector. Can I find some sack outlets to go with you? Oh, so close. All right, so put this on top. Pay 4 to keep this. Is there a way to do this? I don't think that there is. Like, I can attack for 2 and then play my Rector. Yeah, I think I'm just a little too far behind at this point. Though, if I get the... If they get Overwhelming Splendor, then my creatures are all 1/1s with no abilities. But I'm still beating down and they have 2 Ancient Tombs for mana, but I can't get it done in 2 turns. So I do want the shuffle here. Even though they probably have some basic swamps in their deck. Yeah, if I had another sack outlet, like if there was a Cabal Therapy in the graveyard, I would have exactly enough mana to flashback, sacking Rector. Yeah, just came 1 sack outlet short of getting Ugin and clearing their curse and then winning the game easily. Alright, so they're going to get Overwhelming Splendor, and my creatures are 1/1s, and then we're going to have to beat down. And activate abilities that aren't mana abilities or loyalty abilities. So I can still cast Professor Onyx. Alright, that didn't matter. Bricks. Lots of bricks. Oh, Plague Engineer, naming human. That's pretty strong. Okay, so I'm going to have to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That also turns off Phyrexian. I can cast Professor Onyx still. So there's the chain. I can just make them discard their last 2 cards if nothing else happens. Therapy and Rector. Alright, these are not helpful. I probably just want to smog them. Alright, I'm gonna pay the life. And chain them. Because I'm gonna like win or I'm not. Wait, maybe I don't chain them? Maybe I therapy them? Name him to Turok, I guess. Duress. Bummer. Alright, well, I'm losing my hand anyway, so I might as well smog them now. And they're gonna copy it, send it back. Alright, we're both empty. But yeah, they just did their silly thing first, but we have pretty comparable decks. Alright, I can stop copying it, as funny as that would be. Alright, so they just get the 7 mana thing that makes me lose 5 life in my upkeep, and with the Plague Engineer, that makes 7 damage. Let's see it. A Cruel Reality. They sack a creature, planeswalker, or lose 5. I don't have any of those things. Alright, I'm dead. Okay, so we're playing against Curses. This is where Assassin's Trophy is clutch. Just picking off a Curse of Misfortunes, huge deal. Shred Memory can probably get shaved. I think just getting Ugin into play will be a fine choice for this match. Veil of Summer. They did show us a bunch of discard spells. We saw Duress and Hymn to Turok in the main deck. I'm not sure I want Thoughtseize. I think that maybe just answering their things in play with Trophy will be better. You want Therapy because it's a sack outlet. If we had a Therapy that game, we would have won it. And just getting Ugin with Rector. Grand Abolisher doesn't matter much in this matchup because they don't really have instants. Okay, so I'm actually going to bring the Thoughtseizes back in and leave the Abolishers out. And I don't think I want an additional Thoughtseize. I don't think I need to pivot into Ceratops. Though they might just have Leyline of the Void in their deck. That could just be a main deck card, which shuts off the entire Rector package. So maybe I do want to show some respect to Leyline of the Void here. Not enough to cut Veteran Explorer. So I could cut Therapy. This is like a big pivot to respect Graveyard Hate. And if they don't have it, my deck's a lot worse. But in Therapy is still a sack outlet even if they have Chalice. Right, maybe it's the Thoughtseize that should go. Okay, this is what I'm doing. And my opponent's very excited to be playing against the Liliana combo. I can't blame them. Okay, so I'm gonna therapy them. What do I name? Do I name Dark Ritual? Uh, so I have to get Bayou also, because that's the only thing that casts Therapy and Explorer. I guess that's not true. I could get Basic Swamp and then play Basic Forest next turn. But I don't think Wasteland is their plan, so I'm just going to get Bayou. I'm just going to name Dark Ritual, because that turns off the most busted starts. I could name Chalice of the Void, but I don't super care about that because I have Cavern. All right, I'm just going to name Ritual. Hymn to Turok Agent. Oh god, they have turn 1 opposition agent. Alright, good. Good to know. Alright, well, turn 1 opposition agent is pretty good against Nick Fit. I think it's safe to say. Oh, but they're not going for it? Oh, they're going for the hymn. Yikes. Somehow this is better for me. Let's see how good this hymn is. Okay. It left me everything that I still wanted. Alright, they pitched Duress. They used Chrome Mox. They played Swamp. Alright, so now I can... oh, that was a great draw. So now I can therapy the opposition agent, cast Sylvan Library, so green and white mana. They get some swamps out of the deal, but yeah, it's too late to Dark Ritual, so even if they drew it, it doesn't matter. All right. They built this city on traders. All right, 3 lands in their hand. They have a lot of mana, though. I have Sylvan Library. Let's see who wins. Even if they just top deck the Curse of Misfortunes, I still have 3 hits with Library to find one of my Assassin's Trophies or some other payoff. Yeah, I think that going for him on turn 1 instead of Agent against a deck built on searching its deck for stuff, I understand why they did it. I just am not convinced it was the right call. I'm going to keep the Cabal Therapy because it's a sack outlet. Cavern on human. Every creature in the deck is human. Even the Witherbloom Apprentice. Randomly human. Thanks, Watsy. And I'm going to fetch before I library again. I want to see the maximum number of fresh cards. Alright. 3-ball will slow down my Qual Therapy plan a bit. Because now it costs 3 to flashback. I really don't think they have ways to kill non-basic lands, so I'm just going to get Savannah, because they have Urborg in play, so this is just an untapped whatever the Abzan Triland is. Just gotta find a hit. Vraska is the cat's ass. Alright, put on top. Pay to keep Zenith. That card is good. So I can destroy Trinisphere. I could destroy Chrome Mox. I think I just want to plus and not sacrifice anything. I can Zenith for the Witherbloom next turn. Yeah, if I find a land in my top 3 cards off Sylvan Library, I can combo next turn. Shit. Alright. I hope they take the Chain and not the Zenith. But the correct play is taking the Zenith. Ooh, we did it. Okay, so now I get to Zenith for Veteran Explorer, sack it, draw a card with Vraska, and ramp some more. So that does take me off my combo. Alright, we weren't hitting the combo anyway. Alright, put on top. Put on top. Don't need any of those. Alright, X is 2, but I only want 1. I'm gonna get Explorer. Sack a permanent, draw a card. Urborg is still in play, so yeah, I'll just keep getting non-swamps. I'm not sure why I drew the card before I shuffled. I think that was backwards. You may sacrifice another permanent. If you do, gain 1 life, draw a card. Yeah, the sacrifice... Oh, no, I see. Because the sacrifice is optional, it puts the... Yeah, okay. Yeah. Alright, that makes some sense. I'm gonna just check the hand. I can't imagine what they'd have that they didn't play yet. I'll name... Overwhelming Splendor. Just City of Traders. Had I seen that one yet? I don't even remember. Okay, so because sacking the permanent is part of the resolution and not the cost of activating this ability, that's why you draw the card before you shuffle. Otherwise, it would be the other way around. Assassin's Trophy is a big insurance policy. Put on top. Pay 4 to keep this. And then Ceratops. I give this thing haste. And begin the beats. And I'm gonna sack probably Cavern, maybe, to draw a card. It's Cavern or just one of the basics. Maybe I'll sack Basic Forest. Because I know the top card of my deck is a land, and with Sylvan Library in play, this is kind of like drawing 2 cards. And I gain a life out of the deal. Not bad. And Vraska can go off next turn. Okay, well. I didn't need to do that with Urborg, but I'm gonna. So I can trophy the agent and just win the game with Vraska next turn, because Vraska's ultimate is when a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, they lose. And I have a creature in play. Alright. This might be greedy, but I have the chance to win the game with a Vraska ultimate in Legacy. I'm gonna do it. Yes! We got the scoop. Nice. Vraska wins the game in Legacy. So still didn't see Graveyard Hate. We saw a lot of hand disruption. Leyline of the Void is a card that Curses traditionally just has in the main deck, though, which I'm still nervous about, but maybe I don't need to be quite that nervous about it. Still haven't drawn a Veil of Summer. That's a good one. Also, the opposition agent business is pretty scary. Like, Better Explorer with opposition agent is just completely bananas. It's even worse with Ugin. So all of my answers to opposition agent are in play, are in the deck, unless we count discard spells as answers to opposition agent, which I'm not sure that I do. Zenith, also pretty bad against agent. All right, out of respect for agent, which we've seen, I'm going to go a little lower on Zenith. Okay. Yeah, basically, like my deck is better at being a mid-range stompy deck if nobody is going off. Their deck's probably a little better at going off. So if nobody goes off, I'm favored. I'm willing to play that game. Ooh, do I go all in on Veil of Summer? Like if they turn one him me, this isn't good enough. I'll keep it, whatever. They're going to play discard spells. They have Hymn to Turok in their deck. Mulling to it like a perfect 5 against a deck that can him on turn 1 versus just keeping a playable 7. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Getting duressed will feel kind of bad, but if I am able to, fetch under the opposition agent and then veil the him, this is going to be insane. Also, based on the response in the chat, I think my opponent was not ready for Shifting Ceratops. Uh-oh. Okay. We're getting duressed. They're probably going to take Veil so they can curve up their discard spells. I'll play draw. Ooh, ignoring Green Sun Zenith. That's interesting. Okay, so all of my white cards are human creatures, so I don't really need to fetch a basic plains. And I am going to fetch immediately before the... Or they played Urborg, right? Okay, yeah, I can just fetch Savannah. I'm still not convinced that they have... Alright, I'm going to get the forest, actually. It's functionally a bayou because of their Urborg. I'm not convinced they have Wasteland, but I'm not going to play into it. Veil of Summer also stops you from getting cursed because the curses are auras that target. So this is the first appearance of Veil of Summer in 3 games, and it's a complete banger. If they have, like, Trinisphere right now, and then curse me the following turn, I can't actually keep up with that on curve. But if they cast any, like, normal spells, I get to jam. So I'm pretty sure if they had more discard spells, they would have taken Veil to make sure their discard spells work. Uh-oh, I'm getting oh, if they can't curse me right now because I have Veil. Oh god. Well, that's horrifying. I can definitely just lose to liquid metal coating. Okay, I think I need to Veil for the cantrip right now and try to find removal. Because they did cast Dark Ritual. Yeah, I got a Veil for the cantrip. Alright, so... Oh, wait. I can smog them. They only have 2 cards in their hand. So it's going to be Karn versus Empty Board. And they're going to smog me back. I'll discard 2 of the caverns. I think forest is better than cavern in this matchup. Oh, we got rid of liquid metal coating and curse of misfortune. So it's Karn versus my top decks here. Oh. Oh no, my library. I needed that desperately. Alright, so do they have a walking ballista or, you know, some threat out of this Karn? I think if I were in their position and I could wish for walking ballista and cast it for 1, I think I would. Just get some pressure on this board. Though I don't know what's in their sideboard. Oh, Vault of Whispers, that makes some sense. I didn't even board in my Null Rod. Oh, baby. Alright, I'm going to get my Cavern into play and name Human. Just in case I get him to Taroct, I want to make sure I have a white source. Shifting Ceratops, notably not a human, but has Cavern of Souls built in right on the card. Alright, so they can't do anything this turn. They can plus Karn and pass. Next turn they can wish for something, but if they do, Karn dies. Alright, now I have an actual interesting decision to make. If I cast Library this turn, I'll have 3... Yeah, I think I need to get the Library in. Because the Ceratops doesn't have haste right now anyway, and if I just put Ceratops into play and pass, they might just wish for Ensnaring Bridge and let Karn die, because not doing that kills Karn anyway. Like this line gets punished by a discard spell, but Library is better in like every other world. All right, pass the turn. Okay, cool. So now I just need to find a land, and I don't get latticed. But if I do find a land, I do get latticed. Uh-oh. That's actually scary. I didn't do that math. Okay, we got there. Don't worry, team. Okay, so put on top and pay for life. All right, can I do everything? So I play Veteran Explorer, and I have 3 mana left. Phyrexian Tower. Yeah, okay, I can do everything. Close call. Alright, they also get to ramp here, but as we've determined, my deck's better at using the ramp. So I want a plains and a forest. As long as I have 3 green available, we're good. Green, green, Ceratops. Give it haste. And kill Karn. In we go. Alright, and now I am miles ahead. They have scary top decks in their deck, but I am way ahead here. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're 1 mana short of Karn plus Lattice all in 1 turn, but that's not even helpful because Ceratops is already in play and can attack. Top and A. I want to keep one of these because I do want the ability to fetch. Alright, the Smog is here. Smog is the hard part. I play more copies of combo pieces, more functional copies of combo pieces than I play copies of Smog. I also could have just smogged them and keep their hand empty. Okay, that doesn't matter. And then fetch in my end step, get some new cards. Alright, I'll get the Savannah. I'm now convinced that Wasteland doesn't matter. Come on, Liliana. Boo, hiss. All right, put on top, and I think I just also put this one on top because it doesn't, this game's gonna end next turn anyway. There are tops. Let's check their hand real quick. I probably should have... Oh, no. Obviously, I play Ceratops first before I smog them, because then they just copy it, and I lose my Ceratops. Alright, let's get shifty. Alright, let's go. Ceratops, you're at 3. Can only use one of your Ancient Tombs. They do have Urborg, so they can still tap Ancient Tomb for 1. But even, like, Curse of Misfortunes doesn't win here. They can't cast... I don't know what their outs are, unless they board it into a Damnation. GG's! Undefeated with Smog Fit Liliana combo. On to the next round. We're on the draw against Tony Scapone. Tony's been really into Ruby Storm lately, though I'm pretty sure he also has a long history with Miracles. But I'm going to keep this Veteran Explorer hand and just hope to find one of our discard spells sooner than later. We have the Professor to ramp into. Well, we'll see what happens here. Alright, this is looking like Ruby Storm to me, for sure. Alright, we could die on turn 2. The Ancient Tomb Medallion start is basically the best. Ooh, LED. Are we dead right now? No, they're just playing around discard. Thoughtseize. Bummer. Alright, Cavern and Forest are the same card against Ruby Storm, so I'm just going to play my Explorer. I'm sure he's over there pumping the fist, like, oh good, it's not Shark still. So we're F6'd. See what they're up to. I think Tony's been actively working on this, like, tap out past the turn version of Ruby Storm. It's like kind of the Epic Storm's game plan fused into the Ruby Storm shell. Though I suspect we're not going to untap here. Ooh, I've never seen this card in my life. Oh, it's from Strixhaven. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less cast. Oh, okay. Gotcha. It's another Ruby. So we could get Echo of Aeons here, or they have nothing. I'll take that. Wall Therapy. Veil of Summer mostly doesn't matter. Probably. Alright, attack Rowan, I guess. I can actually kill Rowan over the course of 2 turns here with my beatdowns. So I'm going to Cavern on Human so I can still play Veil of Summer if I want to. Savannah would have also done the trick, I guess. But I can't play a Black Source here. So Veil of Summer doesn't really do anything against Ruby Storm. If you've drawn 3 or more cards this turn, deals 3 instead. Okay. I briefly forgot that Planeswalkers can plus. Oh god. Oh, he's going to peer into the abyss. Oh, if he's going to try to kill me with Tendrils, Veil of Summer might actually get him. But peer into the abyss is what he's going to get here. Alright, peer himself. Alright, so when you draw 26 cards, you should win the game. I guess there could be like some universe where it goes for Tendrils instead of grape shotting me, but it's more likely that he can just do both. Oh, with Rowan and Bergie, you get a lot of this effect at 3 mana, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna let him go off, even though we're like almost certainly dead. I just like to showcase Ruby Storm when I can, because the deck is really cool. Oh shit. Alright, now we're definitely dead. I didn't I was F6, so I didn't respond, but I'm just going to let him go off for the camera. I've played Ruby Storm 3 times on the channel. Big fan of the deck. I don't know if I would select it for a Grand Prix, but it's definitely powerful. It's not really a joke like a lot of people would think. It's definitely pretty good. And this critical mass of 3 mana legendary Goblin Electromancer effects is pretty sweet. Yeah, I probably, like, if I wasn't F6'd, I would have Veiled in response to Defense Grid just to take Tendrils off the table as an out, but Grape Shot is definitely also in this deck, so it's not like I could have won but didn't, you know. And when you draw 26 cards, you're going to find the line. What's the white mana for? I'm very curious about that. Like, he Manamorphosed into white mana on purpose there. Reforge the Soul. I am surprised that he did that. That the first 26 cards weren't enough to win the game somehow. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. Like, that Reforge could have just got Grape Shot and won the game. He's just showing off? I don't know what's going on right now. There's no way that was a whiff. That did put a bunch of... Oh, they do discard their hand. So... Ignite the Future. Add a second Burning Wish and Ignite the Future. Yeah, definitely just stunting for the camera right now. And I'm going to let him. There's another Burning Wish. All right. I don't know if that was deterministic, but it's definitely good enough. You got me. Okay, so I knew what he was doing, and I just didn't mulligan aggressively, and that's why we lost game 1. But we're probably not winning that matchup anyway. So all of the artifact, spell, and graveyard, maybe not all the graveyard spells, but some amount of them come in. So Thoughtseize, Null Rod, Mindbreak Trap are easy. Surgical, do I want that? It's pretty tough for the deck to win without Burning Wish. So if I could discard and then Surgical a Burning Wish, that could play. I don't think I want the removal spells for the permanents. Like, in that game alone, we saw Ruby Medallion, the Planeswalker, and Bergie. So that's at least 6 copies of these effects for our 4 removal spells for them. I think beating them on the combo is more important, or is a better strategy than trying to combat the combo. Right, so I don't need Grand Abolisher in the deck because they play defense grids of their own. That they'll just do that for me. Chain of Smog actually plays just as Chain of Smog in the matchup too. That's lucky. Veil of Summer can go. That doesn't do anything important. Like, if we can put him in a position where, like, that he has to go off with only 10 Storm instead of 20, it would stop a Tendrils kill, but that's a pretty specific situation. Also, Shred Memory. Exile 4 target cards from a graveyard. Just, Shred Memory also plays as Shred Memory in this matchup, which means I don't need to bring in Fairy Macabre. And I think I am just going to still be my dedicated combo build. I don't think pivoting into Shifting Ceratops is going to change the math significantly against a deck like this. And this looks good to me. Yes, play first. I have Cabal Therapy and Veteran Explorer. I'm going to keep. So I'm going to therapy naming Medallion, and then I can flashback therapy and name some other stuff next turn. I could even flashback therapy. That gets me, that nets 1 mana, so I have 2. I guess I don't get to tower and therapy, it's one or the other. Alright, mulled 6 over there. Bayou. Where he gets me with the Blood Moon, which is not a card that's normally in this deck. Name Ruby Medallion. Didn't get one. No worries. The great thing about Cabal Therapy is that they don't have the card you don't want them to have, one way or the other. So this hand actually doesn't do anything on turn 1 without a top deck. Then I can strip the Jeska's Will, or do I want to strip the Burgi? Ancient Tomb. Okay. Well played. Yep. Said Rubbins in the chat. Tell me about it. All right, so I'm going to take Jeska's Will and cast Sylvan Library. Need green mana for this card. And I'm going to save my Green Sun Zenith. I think I can do better with it. Like, I could have Zenithed for a Veteran Explorer and made the same play, but I can definitely do better. Giving them 2 mountains is pretty scary, but whatever. Still doing it. On a forest and a swamp. And Jeska's Will is the scarier card here, in my opinion. Though they do get to cast Harnfell immediately. I'm actually going to name Burgi. Yeah, the Will is scary, but Harnfell, the backside of Burgi, is scarier. Alright, so then we get the Sylvan Library here. Oh, I could have Zenithed for another Explorer, sacked it to Phyrexian Tower, and played Library. Okay, yeah, I misstepped a little bit there. I don't think ramping their mana is going to matter much, but getting this Professor into play, that could be the difference between winning and losing. Like if I find a Chain of Smog. Oh, jeez. Deck full of 1 mana spells now. Here they come. Seething Song and Burning Wish. So Wish can get another like Jeska's Will style effect. Let's see where we go with this. And they still have Fiery Islet to draw another card. All right, yeah, this depends entirely on the sideboard composition. Reforge the Soul. All right. Should turn off my auto yields. I do have Mindbreak Trap in the deck. They played the Fire Islet, reforged some souls. Show me Mindbreak Trap. Okay, Surgical Extraction might do something, but probably not. Yikes. Add red for each card in my hand. I could have 1 fewer card in hand by casting, but I don't think that is going to matter much. Rite of Flame. Yeah, we just got dumpstered by back-to-back top deck Ruby Medallion. That is what it is. Like, I played my discard spell. I named the card I didn't want them to have. They had it anyway. Alright, that's a card I need to exile from the graveyard as soon as I get priority, if they don't immediately recast it. It doesn't seem to matter because there's this Jessica's Will also coming. Ooh, there was one in hand. Gotcha. But they also have Burning Wish in hand, so it doesn't matter. Got nothing. Okay, yeah, so Burning Wish in hand. Storm is 11. There's a Jessica's Will still waiting. So Storm is 12, 13, 14. That's not what I want. I want to see your hand. Do I not know anything in the hand? I should know the whole hand. Oh, right. Surgical doesn't reveal cards from hand for some reason. All right, there's Chandra. So Storm is 12. LED 13. Jessica's Will 14. 15, 16 if they wish for Grape Shot, assuming Jessica's Will misses entirely, which is not likely to occur. I'm probably going to die in my upkeep to the Chandra trigger. Oh, they're going to peer into the Abyss anyway. Okay, I've seen enough. Yeah, ripping exactly Ruby Medallion off the top just supercharged that hand. I had the discard spell to check it. It wasn't good enough. You can't discard the top of the deck. Is what it is. On to the next round. On the play in round 3, I'm going to keep the hand. I have the Veteran Explorer. I play fewer Veteran Explorers than I play Sack Outlets, so having this one ready to go, I'm willing to keep on that. I have Shred Memory. First appearance of that card. Curving into Sylvan Library is always good. What I don't want to see is just like Swords to Plowshares. But even that is still fine. Also, for what it's worth, I think that last round I think that any Nick Fit deck would have lost that round. We don't get to blame it on Liliana. Noble Hierarch. So we could be playing against Infect or some sort of Bant tempo. We could be facing down True Name Nemesis or Hull Breacher. It's those sort of things. I hope it's not Hull Breacher because I'm about to play Sylvan Library. But it is what it is. I'm going to get a Swamp to set up Shred Memory. See if they want to daze this or force it. What's the plan here? Right, they dazed it. I will not pay. I think that their life total is more important than mine. Also, if they want to attack, like there's an argument to leave back Veteran Explorer in case they attack to get the trigger. But if they make that attack, it's because they want the mana. And if they make that attack, it means they lose the mana from Hierarch. But if they make the attack and trigger Veteran Explorer, then they actually net mana off their Noble Hierarch that turn. So yeah, I'm happy attacking and making it so they have to Rashad and Port themselves if they want to attack. All right, I'm fully expecting to see Glistener Elf right now. Okay, or not. Deal. Cavern, that'll be good when I need it. I'm gonna keep playing around Wasteland. I'm gonna go for another Sylvan Library. Playing around Daze this time. Still want to attack. Attacking for 2 is a lot better than attacking for 1, of course, but it still will cost them the mana. I want it to cost mana for them to attack. What I don't want them to do is jam Hull Breacher. because I'm not in a good spot to deal with that. Skyclave Apparition. Alright, they're going to take Sylvan Library. Okay. I did not explode the way I needed to, and my hand is not even particularly set up to do that. So, this just isn't great from here. Other than, like, stringing my combo together miraculously, I don't know what the play is here. I should transmute this, though. This will tell them what I'm up to, but it'll at least get half the combo in hand. Could get the third library, but I think getting the chain is a more likely path to victory at this point. And now I'm done attacking. I will block the 4/4 Skyclave Apparition, get myself some lands, and call that a day. Because now I am mana hungry. Like, I do want to be able to jam Professor Onyx if I draw her. And they're through the Brainstorm cards at this point. So, them searching doesn't come with extra value beyond just the lands that they get. Though it is also dangerous to ramp a control deck, especially one that already is playing ramp elements in Noble Hierarch. I think I just want to get one black. Yeah, that's what the whole combo costs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm pretty close to hardcast Ugin, which a resolved Ugin I'm pretty sure this deck could never beat. Yeah, so Ugin is probably just my plan these days. Okay, so I can smog them. Yeah, not having a sack outlet sucks here. I don't think I want to... Smogging them is a lot more interesting if they don't have Sylvan Library. I think I might just play Verdant Catacombs and pass. Because if I can... Or I should play Cavern and pass. Yeah, so Cavern on Human gives me the out to draw Phyrexian Tower or Cabal Therapy to win the game. If they have Wastelands hanging out the Cavern for Wasteland to just eat up is lame, but I'm not eating that. Like, I think maximizing the sack outlets I could draw in Phyrexian Tower is better than playing around Wasteland. Just draw Tower right now and make me feel really smart. That would be great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Vraska's also a sack outlet I could draw, though I have no faith in her resolving. Also, alright, so Cabal Therapy. So I want to name Swords to Plowshares, or I want to name Stifle. Because Swords to Plowshares doesn't matter. Oh god, they have 3 of them. That's so fucking funny. Alright, so this doesn't matter. Alright, I get priority immediately, so there's no problem here. Yeah, so now I get Ugin -3 and the game ends. Actually, I could get Professor X and just combo off. Alright, I'm gonna do that. Ugin also wins the game, but so does Professor. So this is it. We did it. Yes, please. Professor Onyx. Aim Swords to Plowshares, and GG. Boom. 3 for 1. And GG for 1. That's how we do it. Oh, hot for teacher. Into the sideboard. So they're going to have... So they're a Swords to Plowshare deck, which makes Shifting Ceratops a lot worse. I'm probably going to want to do sort of a check your hand with Thoughtseize and then combo off around you, or just straight line to Ugin are probably the plans that win this game. Turned out that tutoring that Smog was a huge deal. That was the difference between literally winning and effectively winning. What do I cut in a matchup like this? So they have Swords to Plowshares, which is a card I want to give a lot of respect to. So I think the Witherbloom Apprentice should leave the deck, because that's the version of the combo that can get broken up by Plow. Though I am kind of overloading their Plows. So even though it was an MVP that game, I think I want to cut Shred Memory. Graveyard Hate is very good against Rector. But my trophies and Thoughtseizes can answer that. Maybe I don't want Veil of Summer. Or is it Grand Abolisher? And Grand Abolisher also turns off Plow. Grand Abolisher is better than Veil. And they don't have black cards, so Veil is only checking for counterspells. So I'm a little softer on Veil. Thoughtseize is pretty comparable to Veil in this situation. I could cut a Rector just in case. So I think I'm more interested in cutting the Apprentice than a Rector. And if I'm cutting Apprentice, then Zenith is less important. This makes some sense to me. I mean, I could bring in some Surgicals to clear their Plows. Once they cast one, just get rid of the rest, but I don't think that's a good plan. I'm in with this deck. Yeah, there's no Thoughtseize, no ramp here, but I do like the Sylvan Library. I like the fair plan of just like getting up to a Professor. They molded 6. I'm going to keep on the strength of Sylvan Library. I haven't even read Liliana's abilities because I hope they never come up. Okay, so she has kind of an Impulse, opponent sack a creature, and opponent sack a creature. Alright, an Impulse and an Edict are the two things that she offers. I'm going to play around Stifle by fetching Basic Forest right now. I don't think they have Stifle, but I just want to make sure that they don't. Being on the draw against the Daze deck is kind of lame. I don't think I want to wait a turn to cast Sylvan Library. Like, if they daze me, they daze me. But that's one fewer days than Arena Rector. Ooh, they do have Wasteland. Uh-oh. I didn't want them to also have this card. If I draw Abrupt Decay, I can kill their library and play around Daze with my own. Thanks for showing up, Veteran Explorer. Alright, I'll make them daze me. Alright, they did it. So they're gonna be ahead on cards. The library is gonna guarantee that, but by making them daze me, I can try to choke their mana a little. And like jumping ahead on mana is a way I can still get back into the game. This Wasteland is a problem though. I've drawn a number of non-basics and don't have a sack outlet for my Explorer. Though the whole combo being in hand just gives me a pretty good plan. See what they can come up with here. Looks like they paid the full for Sylvan Library, which they probably should. How funny would it be if they go to 1 and I just get them off a single Magecraft trigger? I'd be in for that. Phyrexian Tower. Alright, Assassin's Trophy is not bad. Scrubland or Savannah. I think Savannah is the one that I want to hang out in front of the Wasteland because double black matters in my deck. If they go for the Wasteland, I can trophy their library. Is library what I want to trophy at this point? Alright, so they're fetching. They don't have days up right now. I don't know. I might regret this, but I don't think I'm beating this library. Hardcast days. Yeah, alright, that's fine. On your own turn, you can pay 2 mana for a daze. Good thing for them they didn't fire off the Wasteland. And now they're not going to for this whole turn cycle. If they plow my Veteran Explorer, I can get a Rector in there. If I draw Witherbloom Apprentice, I could just win. Oh, I boarded it out, didn't I? Well, that's not going to happen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This whole combo costs 8. So drawing Phyrexian Tower doesn't get me to Combo Town right away. Vraska's a pretty good draw here, I think. I will attack them. That puts them to no more cards from Sylvan Library range. Alright, I probably want 2 Thoughtseize here. So the idea of them dancing around Thoughtseize with Sylvan Library isn't super appealing to me, but them doing whatever they want also I don't like. And I'm not guaranteed to have mana to Thoughtseize into Rector next turn. I'll just check it right now. Like if they've been sitting on a Swords to Plowshares, let's get rid of it. If they have a Surgical Extraction, let's get rid of it. Okay, they're brainstorming to hide their good card. That also works. Chain of Smog, I am not going to cast because my hand is full of bangers. I can't afford to have it sent back to me. So if they send it back to me, clear my hand, I send it back to theirs. Now with the library, I'm still not interested in that. I wonder how often Chains of Smog result in both players being hellbent. It's got to be pretty often. Batterskull, Wilt. I definitely don't care about Wilt. I think I have, other than the libraries, I don't think I have any targets for that card in my deck. I'm not going to take Uro, so I think it's Daze. Daze is also a blue card for like the force they just hid. I don't really care about Batterskull. Yeah, I'm taking Daze. Alright, yep. Unfortunately, I cannot get my Rector in right now. This Wasteland is pretty strong. As usual. Maybe they'll pay for it by accident. Just misclick. Give it to me. What do you got? What did you hide? What are your secrets? Swords to Plowshares. Uro? Uro, okay. So Uro puts in this tropical island that we know about. Now they have enough life to pay with Sylvan Library again if they want to dig a little deeper. I think Phyrexian Tower is my best draw. That's not super exciting, but I'll attack with my Veteran Explorer. I probably just cast Rector here. Just get it into play. Like, just passing the turn with nothing doesn't seem great. If they have Plow, they have Plow, whatever. They can also cycle Wilt here, because it's pretty clear that it doesn't have any targets. Yeah, there's Plow. No problem. It's working through the stuff. Maybe we'll get this Professor into play. Next turn, let's resolve a Professor, and then Death is on the stack for them. They're in a really good position, though. If they find a blue source or a green source, they can bring back Uro and waste me and still be way ahead. Oh, they had Hierarch. They didn't even need that. Never mind. They had it anyway. So I'm cool with them fetching to 1. Oh, they paid life with Sylvan Library. That's what just happened. I was like, how did they get to 1? Yeah, they're in full YOLO mode here. Because they figure Uro's going to pull them ahead, and they're right. The good news is, if Uro wants to attack, I can block it with Veteran Explorer. Yeah, just no sack outlet again being the problem here. This Veteran Explorer has been in place since turn 1. That Rector just came and went with no way to trigger itself. This is a game that Ugin probably would have won. I imagine Ugin wins most games in which it appears. Yep. Okay. So the Wilt and Batterskull are both still present. They haven't done any brainstorming since I saw them. Okay, so if this Uro wants to attack, they're going to have to Plow Explorer first, or just accept that I get a bunch of mana out of it. 5, 6, 7, that's still 1 mana short of my combo. And if they have like Loam or another Wasteland, it sets me back even farther. Yeah, all dressed up with nowhere to go here. Or is it the other way around? I have everywhere to go, but I'm not dressed. That makes more sense. So this trigger is another look for the Plow. Alright, block. They get to ramp 2, but they have 2 Hierarchs. They're already ramped through their eyes. It does just... That is not the axis I'm losing on. I get green and black, I think. Don't need more white. A green and black. Lots of lands in play. They can hardcast Force at this point. It's getting pretty dangerous. Maybe they'll just jam Batterskull here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I'm gonna jam Professor Onyx either way, and then try to Smog out, I guess. I guess I can Onyx plus try to hit a land for Smog. Though 5 cards in hand over there. I'm not optimistic. One of them's Wilt. So there's 4 cards in hand that matter. Alright, well I found the land. I guess I'll play around Spell Pierce. Professor. If she resolves, I'm going to plus before I play Chain of Smog. I feel like I should at least get the card off of her. If they can remove her, they can remove her in response to Chain, and that doesn't matter. Yeah, getting the card matters. So I guess not if I'm comboing anyway. Because then I end up just discarding the card. Alright, well, I guess this puts them in a position where they have to at least think about it. Oh man, 1 mana short of actually doing this, like, with protection. So I guess I'll put the Abolisher in my hand, because if they counter Chain, then I don't lose Abolisher anyway. And the drain does matter here. Like, that's not bad. Like, they are clocking me, and they are under kind of a life squeeze from their library. Are they going to let me discard my card and then counter the copy? That would be clever. And probably right, honestly. Same target, alright. Now they counter this one, or do they just die? If this one resolves, we're winning. Oh, they have days? Okay. Yeah, just 1 mana short of locking in all sorts of profits there. Close game, but yeah, we definitely just lost it. They can pick off Liliana and Crunch with the Germ. They gain 7 life in combat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I could draw Ugin still and just hope it resolves. Yeah, Ugin off the top is my plan at this point. One mana in a variety of directions. They did give me 2 extra life by clearing my hand, but it's probably worth doing. Ugin. Ugin. Chain. I can chain them, so 6, 10. I think keeping this in my hand in case I rip the second Liliana is the way to... is playing to my outs, though, again, not optimistic. Oh, Liliana, I just noticed. The cards you don't pick off her plus go into your graveyard. So I do have a Cabal Therapy in the graveyard right now. So Arena Rector plays. Like, Arena Rector gets Ugin. So we've got a chance. So they are going to clean up. All right, Arena Rector for the win. Right, that's not it. Okay. I'm not even going to cast the chain. It doesn't matter. Okay. Good notes. I think I want more of the combo still in. Like, having the tight mana package does seem to be important. And I think also with the effectiveness of Veil of Grand Abolisher, I don't need Veil of Summer. Veil doesn't counter Plow, which is one of the more important things in the matchup. I didn't board out any sack outlets, so yeah, just not finding one that game was tough, but no worries. All right, let's go. Game 3. Witherbloom Apprentice is back in the deck. Sylvan Library is a hell of a card. Basically, that game came down to they had one and I didn't. It was still close. Still came down to a daze, like 1 mana away from being able to go off with protection. But and they libraried every turn that game, starting turn 3. This hand kind of sucks. It's exposed to Wasteland, can't cast the trophy. The Abolisher's awkward, has Onyx in it. So this hand is even worse. I'm gonna mulligan this also. Now we got a banger. Keep this. I'm gonna actually ship the library, and I think the plains. So I'm gonna Cabal Therapy off Swamp. What do I name with this? Noble Hierarch? Stunt their development? I could name Sylvan Library. Could name Days. They've had Hierarch this whole game. Could also name Swords to Plowshares. I'm gonna name Plow. Would have got a Noble Hierarch. Okay. That's alright. This hand is kind of medium. If they play the Hierarch on turn 1, I can strip their Brainstorm. Oh no, I can't, because they get to search their library for 2 lands and play it. Never mind. So, Explorer. They played Hierarch Forest. I could just sit on this for a minute. See if they kill my Explorer themselves. I don't think I want to ramp them up into a bunch of Uros. They get to Brainstorm before they get to do anything else. But if I wait... Yeah, I'm just going to pass. I think triggering Rector is going to be more important than triggering Explorer. Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to name Brainstorm in the blind. Wasteland. Uro. Oh, Noble Hierarch into Uro is a serious explosion of resources. Not bad. If I draw Phyrexian Tower, I can actually do everything. Or a second Therapy also does everything. Backup Rector. That one's kind of interesting. Guess I should attack first. So I can Cabal Therapy, name Swords to Plowshares. So if they Brainstorm, I'll name Plow. If they don't Brainstorm, I'll name Brainstorm. Double green versus double black. What is more important? I think they're about the same. Professor Onyx is double black. I'm getting the white anyway. Alright. They have a basic in play already. Let's see how many they have to search for. Alright, they did have the full boat. So having the backup Rector is pretty nice. Daze, Fluster, Forest, Ponder. Okay. I'll bluff Veil of Summer. But I guess they don't need to respect it that much. Hopefully they just force this, honestly. Like if they floated a plow, I'm in trouble. So they're forcing force pitching days. Okay. They have Flusterstorm, Ponder still in hand. And Uro is floating around here somewhere. Alright, not anymore. So now we have perfect information again. So they can waste me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, if they waste me, they get Uro. Yep, that's the play. So I want to draw Phyrexian Arena. Or Phyrexian Arena? No, that's the draw card. Phyrexian Tower. As usual, Phyrexian Tower. That's what I'm looking for. Phyrexian Tower. Ooh, Cabal Therapy. I can set up a 2-turn line here. I'm going to check you. I can take the Ponder I know about, or I could try to name Force of Will. I'm going to take the Ponder I know about. Oh, they had a Force. Jeez. Okay. Hard mode. So I have to draw Cavern now. I play 4 of them. I don't care about Plow, so that was never the name. Like, that's not what breaks up this line. Don't have very long. I have, what, like 2 turns to find Cavern right now? And if they brought in Surgical or Rest in Peace, that doesn't matter. I don't think they can play Rest in Peace. They're a pretty heavy Uro deck. Cavern. Ugh. Oh, that Wasteland was really good. I guess Abolisher doesn't actually help me, though, because I don't have enough mana to Abolish and Rector in the same turn. I could Abolisher, sack a 2 therapy, clear the Force, but then I don't have the therapy for Rector anymore. Alright, so yeah, I literally have to draw Cavern right now. I'm dead on board. They have a lot of good answers over there. It's Cavern or bust. Yeah, this is what happens when you jam a combo into an already clunky shell. But we're here. We're not here necessarily to play the best Legacy deck there is. We're here to assemble the combo. Batterskull. What costs 5? Yeah. Alright. Here we go, team. Cavern of Souls off the top. One-time dealer. So close. Playing Abolisher doesn't buy me any time. I'll try, in case they think they can... I don't know. Maybe they'll mess this up somehow. Gotta put my spell in this deck. Alright. You got me. They're pitching for Force. Okay, so, could have named differently with Cabal Therapy, but I thought that taking the Ponder I knew about would make more sense. Like, because that helps... That stops them from digging for Force, but they literally just had it in their draw step for the turn. So that was no good. Flusterstorm doesn't do anything in the matchup. I don't care about that. We played around Swords to Plowshares, just couldn't get a Cavern together. So maybe this deck needs another sack outlet. Like normally, sometimes I see 3 Phyrexian Tower in the list. I only have 2. That was a concession I made to fitting this combo in. But maybe you actually do just need 3 because it's too important. How many times this game were we like, we need Phyrexian Tower? So, good note. I'm on the play in round 4, and this is why we put Greenstone Zenith in the deck. Keep it. Alright, so if they're a Wasteland deck, I'm in all sorts of trouble, but if they're not, this hand is insane. I'm going to therapy Force of Will. Okay. Should have therapied Growth Spiral. I'll do that next turn. Jeez. That's going to be a good screenshot. But they do get a chance to ponder into Force of Will, which I don't love. Because now they know I care about it. Also, sacking Explorer gives them 2 mana to cast Growth Spiral. Yikes. If it weren't for the Ponders, this opening hand looks like a modern Scapeshift deck. They chose to shuffle. Good. Okay, so I'm going to hide my Cavern for a turn or so. Like, slow rolling the Cavern hides white mana, and it also hides that I have Cavern. So if they try to sculpt their way into some counter spells, I can get them. So my hand is really good at playing against counter spells. Except for right now. I do need this Zenith to resolve. Oh, they found the Force. Alright, Force, pitching Growth Spiral. You got it. I think they saw the line of Veteran Explorer. Flashes back Cabal Therapy. The secret line. It's alright, that leaves the sack outlet in my graveyard for later. Alright, still holding on to this Cavern. Now I'm holding up Veil of Summer, so I can cantrip off their Growth Spiral if I want to, if I think that's important. But I'm going to go to their turn and see what they're up to before I make any decisions about that. Yeah, so Cavern on human, therapy waiting in the graveyard. Rector is ready to party. I don't have the mana to go off immediately with Chain. I would have to pass the turn to make that happen. I wonder what their payoff is. Like, is this some sort of combo deck, or are they just a value deck, some sort of turbo Uro strat? We'll find out pretty soon, I guess. Imagine if I just blind named Growth Spiral on that first Cabal Therapy. Holy crap. That would have been so stupid. There's no reason for that to have happened, but it would have been great if it did. So the Ponder turns on Veil. If I want to end step cantrip, I can. If they have like Teferi or something here, I'll Veil in response to get my cantrip. I might Veil twice in response, depending on what I draw. It's awkward not knowing what they're doing over there, because I don't know if just like getting Ugin is good enough against them. I am going to cantrip here. Explore. I like it. Alright. Ooh, I was just going to say there are draws that win the game. So Cavern on human. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can get Professor into play this turn. I'm not excited about ramping them, but this is now officially my plan. I think I'm going to name Force of Will. And then try to get my Professor in. So I want to get a plains now in case they have wasteland, and I have black and green in abundance. I'll get more green. I'm sure they're stoked for this ramp too. If you choose to put Growth Spiral in at least 3 copies in your Legacy deck, you are excited about Veteran Explorer. Those are just the rules. I don't make them. Growth Spiral in response. I'm glad they did that because I didn't want to name Growth Spiral, but now I get to see their whole hand instead of letting this resolve and then losing the hand too. Like, just less information is bad for me. So Force of Will again. Primeval Titan. Okay, that's actually fine. Oh no, I'm 1 short. Shit. Why did I think this was a 5-drop? 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn it. I thought I had the game lined up here, but I actually don't. So I can... Yeah, they have 2 cards, so they would just keep the prime time. I can't even smog them. They have cast a blue spell this turn, though. So I can dig with Veil. That player may copy the spell and choose a new target for the copy. Can I trick them here? Like, they can't Veil me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Prime time makes 2 more zombos. They have the wasteland ready. I don't know how this works. I think if they choose to copy it, they can't pick me. I'm basically trying to trick them into discarding their own Primeval Titan right now. Yeah, this being a 6-drop instead of a 5-drop, that was me miscounting. I think I win this game if I have 1 more mana, or if this costs 5, but I don't win the game where they get to Primeval Titan. Alright, they did not copy it, and they kept their Primeval Titan. All the things I didn't want to occur. I'm shocked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so that does remove the wasteland from the equation though, so I guess if I can Professor plus into an Explorer, and then on the following turn plus... Oh no, Prime Time has Trample. That doesn't matter. I need Ugin. And even Ugin is kind of medium here. Oh, they have Loam. Alright, I'm dead. Yeah, I'm just going to concede. I can't beat it now. Taking the Growth Spirals on turn 1 would have won the game. Now I know. Okay, so what matters here? I think Assassin's Trophy is kind of important. Thoughtseize is a big deal. Just going faster than them, I think, is what matters. Trophy can kill Field of the Dead or Prime Time, and I think that's better than having none of the above. I seem to be drawing a lot of Chain of Smogs when I don't want them, so I don't think I need the Shred Memory as well. Grand Abolisher does matter here. Maybe I don't need the Thoughtseize if I have the Abolishers too. Therapy's too important. All my sack outlets too important. Veil is okay. But I'm just going to do this. I'm going to sideboard Light. I do think the main deck is as close as we're going to get to a good plan. On the play, of course. 4 drops with no... I guess I do have a sack out of it, but not the one I want. And this is a mulligan. Oh, yeah. Alright, we're in business on this one. I'm going to send Savannah to the bottom. They've shown me Wasteland. And I'm going to have lots of mana with my therapies. Do I name Growth Spiral with the Cabal Therapy? What if they mulligan another triple Growth Spiral hand just in case? Oh, that would be so good. So this hand has a pretty straight line to, I guess it's not a straight line. If I can Zenith for the Apprentice, that would be pretty good out of this hand. They kept 7. Therapy. I think I just have to name Force of Will because I want the Explorer to resolve. Oh, we got 2 of them. Take a break. Sometimes you miss on a triple turn 1. Sometimes you hit a double on turn 1. Good thing I didn't name Growth Spiral. So they're going to Ponder this turn and then chip it. Oh, that was not the fetch land that was in their hand when I saw their hand. So I have perfect information right now, at least until they cast Ponder. I have 1 extra piece of information that I shouldn't have. I know that I can force this turn because they don't have a blue card, even if they found the force. I can also just clear whatever they found with Ponder. Like I Veteran Explorer, Flashback, name Prime Time, and then also hardcast the second therapy. Drawing Chain of Smog this turn would set up a turn 3 win. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I would need to draw a land. Land and Chain of Smog over my next 2 turns. That's at least a play I can make. No surprise here. Veteran Explorer. Cabal Therapy, name Primeval Titan. Gonna get a Plains and a Swamp. That makes sense. Plains and Swamp. They're also gonna get 2 lands. Maybe they found Growth Spiral. Alright. Primeval Titan. Get out of here. And Uro. Okay, well, I'm not playing the 1, 2, that's gone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm not flashing back the therapy. Oh, shit. I should have got a forest. I could have Zenith here as well. I'm really bad at playing Nickfit, it turns out. Yeah, if I just get forest here, I can get Witherbloom Apprentice and just be ready to go if I draw a Chain of Smog. That was loose. That was real bad. So, Uro was the last spell in their hand. So I've played around Wasteland this far. There's the Misty Savannah. Okay, so they didn't want to run out Field of the Dead, which is interesting, because if I trigger a Veteran Explorer... Oh my god. I'm so bad at playing this deck. Alright, well, I'm going to Zenith for another Explorer. I guess I should Therapy first? Or maybe I just play Vraska this turn and set up a win for next turn. I'd be pretty surprised if they have Daze in their deck. Their deck that is trying to hit land drops as its primary strategy with Daze in it. Don't think I buy it. I'm going to sacrifice nothing, just pass the turn. No. Okay, so I can... Yeah, it definitely, if I had gotten a Forest, Zenith the last turn for Explorer, I would have had a lot more options this turn. I could have sacked it to the Vraska to draw a card right away, ramp up. Rector would be ready for next turn. Yeah, mistakes were made. They did have the growth spiral. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So if I had gone for Rector, they could have spiraled in response, put in Field of the Dead, and then get 2 zombies. Which is a cool play, but I don't think beats me necessarily. So now we find out if they drew Primeval Titan or not. We know they have the Uro in the graveyard. But Primeval Titan would be the serious BS. They're thinking about their lines here. They should Uro first because that gives them more information. Unless they have another play I don't know about. Like one of their 2 mystery cards is just something else. Vraska can just kill Uro, which is pretty nice. If I don't have a better play, I can do that. If I draw a land, though, I'm definitely gonna Therapy before I do anything else. Just check their hand, because I don't think their deck can beat Ugin. Ugin can just 0 every turn to kill Field of the Dead zombies. Fetch lands change that math a little bit, but not enough for me to be worried. There's the Wasteland. We don't know anything anymore. Land? Zenith. Zenith's not what I want. So I can just jam the Rector and hope they don't have Force. I guess that's fine because I can kill Uro. If they force this, they're hellbent, I can kill Uro. I'll sack this. Get Ugin. Ugin the Spirit Dragon. -3. Alright, that exiles Uro, which is way better than killing it, obviously. Gets rid of the tokens. They can fetch and make another token. I'm not going to play my Scrubland here because they just have the Wasteland sitting in play ready for it. Alright, so let's see if they can beat Ugin. And Vraska. They need both. Okay, so they made 1 zombie. That's good. They didn't have the growth spiral to finish off Ugin. Fetch lands continue to be a problem, but I can Zenith for... Yeah, so I think I want a Zenith for a Explorer first. Well, Therapy, then Zenith. Yeah, if they have Primeval Titan, that's a card I can't reasonably beat most of the time. Yeah, Therapy, Zenith. See where this goes. Field of the Dead trigger. Got it. So I don't think they have Force of Will, or they would have cast it last turn. What would they not cast? What card would be in their hand? I guess I just name Force anyway. Exploration, okay. I don't care about that. Then Zenith for 1. So I'm going to get a Veteran Explorer and sack it to Vraska. They get to search, I get to search, but then I can sweep all the zombies with Ugin. Mono green this time. Now I'm way ahead of the Wasteland. Guess I should just play the second therapy to clear the exploration in case they draw Loam. But do I even care? So they're out of basics. Ugin for 0. Exile each permanent with mana value X or less. Alright, that includes tokens. Get you all out of here. Let's let them use that Wasteland if they want to. I guess I can just get the Witherbloom fellow. Just get him into play. Ready to party. Witherbloom Apprentice. And might as well therapy that exploration. I get a trigger out of the deal. And now they are dead on board to Vraska's ultimate plus Ugin clearing. Yeah, now I have a creature in play that can attack with Vraska. This looks pretty good. Do you think we're going to finish this league with more Vraska wins than Professor Onyx wins? Ponder was a good draw. If they find Primeval Titan, I could still lose this. But that's the thing I'm most scared of. And it's not particularly close. It's just like Prime Time and every other card in their deck. Loam isn't even that good here. Alright, one mystery card. They chose to shuffle. Alright, they found Brainstorm. And the game is afoot. It would have been too easy, right? If they didn't just find something great. Alright, they didn't find anything. GG. Alright, on to the finals. So maybe I should have more respect for this Loam and Uro situation. Maybe I want some surgicals in the deck. Thoughtseize might be less important than I originally estimated. Because it seems like they have Force of Will and no other interaction. Alright, so Veil and Thoughtseize are out. 2 surgicals in. Just play sort of a longer game here. Assassin's Trophy is the other. Like, if I can exile their Loam, their Uro, and Trophy a Field of the Dead, I feel like I can just win fair and square. Which is, like, kind of a strong way to go here. Yeah, I'm going to try that. I can also Trophy the Primeval Titans. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Let's go. Uh-oh. This hand is already a 6 with Ugin in it. I mean, Thoughtseize Surgical is like kind of strong, but this is a mulligan. Are you saying I have the entire combo? Alright, I said that I don't think I'm going to curve 2-drop into win the game in this league, but I'm going to try it. Exploration is pretty good. It sucks how good Wasteland is against this hand. Basic Swamp. Ooh, I'll take that. Do I win next turn? How does this math work? So, I play Veteran Explorer. That's 1. Then I Cabal Therapy, Sack Explorer. That's 3. So no, I don't win next turn. This is still a turn 3 win, but now I have a cleaner path to it. Yeah, I like this. I get to therapy them twice next turn. Probably name Force of Will and Primeval Titan. Would just be my blind guess, not knowing anything yet. Maybe I need Brainstorm with the first one to make sure they can't change their hand on me between the first and second ones, and then clear the forest with the second one. Because I'm racing Primeval Titan here. I'm super worried about Wasteland. I guess I shouldn't be because the Explorer is going to trigger. Alright, yeah. I'm less worried about Wasteland. I'm going to play the Therapy off of Scrubland, and then Cavern will... So the Forest, the 2 basics I get off Explorer is 3, the Cavern is 4 for the Apprentice plus Chain, and even if they waste me, the waste is the 5th land. So I'm covered. But with Exploration, Veteran Explorer definitely puts them straight into Primetime territory, but they can turn 3 Primetime just off their land drops if they have it. So right now they're debating where to hide their cards with Ponder. And the cool thing is that Therapy plus Explorer checkmate Ponder, because if you hide a card on top, I shuffle it away. If you put a card in your hand so it doesn't get shuffled away, I take it with Therapy. So this is pretty strong. And I think that they're trying to navigate this pinch. Like they're playing like, do I just put my good card in my hand and hope they don't name it? Or do I hope they don't have the Therapy at all? What if they don't have Therapy, but they do have a sack outlet? Then it's better to put the card in the hand. This is fun. This is a tough Ponder for them. I'm glad I'm not in their position. I'm in the position that's just casting my combo. They did not shuffle their Ponder. 1 land, 2 lands. Second Cavern is nice. I'm not going to attack. I don't want to give them priority that I don't need to give them. Like, I'll look at their hand and then see if I need to attack. Or see if I get to attack. Obviously, I don't need to. So they could, like, Growth Spiral, put in Field of the Dead in response to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which does put together Field of the Dead. But I don't care. My draw beats that. Okay, they're fetching in response. So they're doing something. It probably is Growth Spiral, because Plains doesn't cast it, and Brainstorm does cast this. So what 2 mana instant are they casting right now? I guess they could Force of Negation my Cabal Therapy, which would be kind of a beating. Okay, alright, that was the play. Smart. So this makes it pretty hard for them to Primeval Titan me this turn. Like, their 2 cards in hand plus the mystery card they just drew have to be exactly land Primetime. If they are, we're dead. But, okay. Uro, mostly okay. Because if they want to keep hitting land drops, then their hand's going to be low enough that I can play around counter spells. Okay, so they're doing some Caracas tricks, picking their Uro back up. So that keeps a blue card in their hand for Force. That's something that line does. Field of the Dead is in play. So they have exactly 2 cards over there. If it is Force and Uro... Oh, okay. It's not. So that's good. Alright, so I should attack with Veteran Explorer. Phyrexian Tower wins the game. What else is new? That's been true in so many games so far. Library. If I attack, they lose. If I don't attack, they can't really attack me back. Alright, I'm gonna attack. I'll give them the opportunity to mess up. Maybe they think their 2 zombies are better than what I'm doing. They'll be sorely mistaken. Alright, I'm gonna play my Cavern on Human and play Sylvan Library. I am trying to slow roll this combo. Like, let's use Sylvan Library to find, like, discard spell plus Phyrexian Tower. I don't think even Primeval Titan beats me at this point. And they are just drawing wild at this point. So the Uro plus Caracas does keep a blue card in their hand if they find a force. Yeah, the attack gambit with Veteran Explorer is always kind of wild, because if they block and lose, you feel so smart, and if you have nothing and they just take one for no reason, you also feel smart, but now I feel like I'm taking 4 for no reason. Like, this Explorer would have blocked their whole team effectively because they just wouldn't attack. So 2 cards in hand right now. No land coming into play, and they let Uro die this time. Alright. Let's find that Phyrexian Tower and go nuts. Library, let's go. Alright, there's the discard spell. Let's find the ramp. Okay, so Zenith doesn't help. On top, I will pay 4 to keep the surgical, because that checks their hand. Alright, let's exile Uro. This gets a look at their hand, which sets up my Cabal Therapy, which ramps the Veteran Explorer, which gives me 4 mana to combo. So this is a pretty strong position right now. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, okay. Because the Therapy will get the black mana to cast Chain. 2 Growth Spirals. Okay. Oh, I didn't even exile the Uro. Don't need it. Okay, so Cabal Therapy. So they're going to Spiral in response. They'll have 1 fresh card. If it's Force, I name Force. Yeah, well, I hope I win this turn, because I did forget to take the Uro from the graveyard and forget to look at their deck. So here we are. This is not a legend, so we're good from Caracas. And if they put a land into play off Growth Spiral, then we know that we got this. Oh, I can actually just name Growth Spiral either way, and that turns off a force, even if they have one. Yeah, so, alright. Growth Spiral. Okay. That card's gone. Flashback. You can get 2 zombies. I'm gonna get green-black. And then we win. Combo Reno. This deck is so much fun. I'm not convinced it's good. I've certainly made mistakes in games that we may have been able to win, like sequencing errors, but it's a lot of fun to work this together. Name Abandon Hope, because that's what you do. Black, green, Apprentice. There it is. Name human. And off we go. Smogalaga. Yes. Or are they going to make me click through this? Petty. That's alright. I earned it. They're going to time out before I am. Alright, they figured it out. GG. Final round. On the draw in the final round. This is not a keep. This one is. It's got the Explorer. Got 2 Explorers, really. Or Explorer into Apprentice. depending on your flavor. See how it goes. See what we're up against. If it's some sort of fair deck, this hand might be good. If they're unfair, we're dead. Could be Doomsday, could be Delver, could be a Storm deck, could be Grixis Control. Who knows? We know it's a blue deck, though, so they could have Daze. Oh, the third combo piece. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, I'm gonna Cavern on Human because I don't want to get dazed here. This plays into Wasteland, but getting Veteran Explorer into play, especially if they're Grixis colors, if they don't have white in their deck to exile the Explorer, Wasteland loses a lot of value. However, if they just cast Dark Ritual here, we also lose a lot of value. Uh-oh. What day is it? Yikes. Okay. So I don't believe there's any way to win from here. Alright, so what do we got? Thoughtseize and Cabal Therapy had their chance. They weren't in the opener. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're just literally dead, unless they mess up their Doomsday. I could also just Chain of Smog them, see what happens. Hope they need the cards in their hand to go off. So close. So, actually, if I draw Phyrexian Tower, again, wanting Phyrexian Tower, that's worth 4 mana, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can actually win if I draw Phyrexian Tower. Because I get 2 black, 2 green, Zenith for Witherbloom, and Chain. So, I mean, I lose to every counterspell, even Daze, but I do actually have an out here, and it's Phyrexian Tower. Put the third one in your deck if you're going to try this. 2 is not enough. I've made a mistake. Okay, they figured out their Doomsday. Can I figure out their Doomsday? Polluted Delta's in the pile. I love when that happens. So, this is their exile zone. So they exiled Oracle. Does that mean they have 2? Or is Doomsday still resolving? Exiled the rest. So these are the cards they exiled. So they must have 2 Oracles. Whatever. Alright, if I draw Phyrexian Tower, I'll go for it, obviously. But if I don't, then I'll just cast Chain of Smog and hope that matters. So, Bayou, Chain. If they copy, I'll send it back. Both of us might as well be hellbent at this point. So if they have 1 card in their hand that's important, they can't send it back. Oh, they dazed it. They do care. Interesting. Alright, whatever. I'm sure I would lose, but go ahead. Do your thing. Doomsday is a really tough deck to beat with fair decks, especially decks this fair, because they go off on turn 2, and like the traditional things like Mindbreak Trap aren't even usually good against them. Yeah, so as long as Oracle's in their top 3 cards, I guess that doesn't matter. They could still cantrip again. Yeah, I'm not winning. Alright, there's their deck, and here's the Oracle. Just in case I daze them with my Bayou. You did it. Okay. Dead to Doomsday. So my discard spells are coming in. Surgical Extraction also comes in. So Thoughtseize, Nullrod. I actually like Trophy quite a bit, because if you Trophy a land after they Doomsday, it shuffles their deck and messes with their mana count. Surgical, surgical. Mindbreak Trap is not usually good against them, but I should probably have it in just in case. I guess it would have won that Doomsday turn. Like, they pondered into Gifts or Ideas Unbound into Oracle, so yeah, that makes some sense. Alright, so what's less good? Shred Memory. Ugin actually just doesn't do anything. Rectors are important. Therapies. Veil will win counter wars, but I think I need to survive before I start fighting back. Grand Abolisher. Grand Abolisher and Veil, some number of those cards can come out. Just got to figure out what that number actually is. I have 9 cards I want to bring in, but not 9 cards I want to take out. Yeah, I think Abolisher is something that I'm not going to need here. One less Veil. Vraska is also not good. I don't think we're going to get into a grindy game, but I'm trying to create a grindy game by That's not even true though. So if they commit to Doomsday and I'm able to mess them up, then there might not be, I might not need to grind because they will just have nothing and lose. I think Thoughtseize is better than Veil of Summer in this particular matchup. Is 3 too many Sylvan Libraries? Probably. Any might be too many Sylvan Libraries. I probably want to leave 2 in there. Okay, here's my plan. This is as good as it's gonna get. It's unfortunate that our final round with this goofball deck is against a deck that is just so binary. It's like one of us is dead. GG. I mean, Thoughtseize is good, but this hand doesn't do anything else. I could like Thoughtseize into Chain of Smog, then they copy it, and my hand is empty. I need both mana and a sack outlet to make this hand function. I'm gonna ship it. Alright, I'll keep this one on the strength of Mindbreak Trap. I don't know if Mindbreak Trap's actually strong, like I mentioned. Like, maybe it sucks, but... Alright, Cavern on Human. I think all of their most degenerate starts, like their turn 3 wins like they had last game, do involve casting multiple spells in a turn. So if they want to go fast, I can get them. But if they just like Thoughtseize me and then turn around in Doomsday, oh geez. 1. Alright, well, there's Doomsday. I guess if their hand has Force of Will in it, I lose. And I don't even have a black source. Like if I draw Thoughtseize or Therapy, maybe this hand was really bad. So just going for the turn 1 Doomsday here. If their hand has Force in it, I can't win. My Veil of Summers are in the sideboard, so rip. I did cut them all, right? Oh, there's 1 left. Alright, so if I draw Veil of Summer, I can actually win this game. I was not well, I mean, not like you can play around it, but I was hoping for like a turn or 2 of development before we're just in Doomsday Town. But I gotta give them the chance to mess it up. It's hard to mess up, though. They have so many cards in their hand. Like, Doomsday exiles your deck, your out-of-deck options, but if you go off, just turn 1, a Writ Doomsday on the draw, they still have 5 cards over there. Like, any one of them could be Force of Will. Or just put an extra blue card in the Doomsday pile, and then, like, or put Force in the Doomsday pile. Yeah, it's bad. It's not good. Veil of Summer. Bummer. Okay, so I can play around Daze by not playing Sylvan Library. Do I think they're going to pass the turn? I don't think I'm winning this game if I don't play Library. But, like, I also don't think I'm winning this game if I do. So, We just kind of wrecked by a combo nut draw. These things happen. Maybe they boarded out their forces. Alright, that's 0 spells. They're gonna play around Mindbreak Trap. Yeah, they can just like cast Oracle right now. 1 spell. Please cast Ponder. Please cast Ponder. Jeez, wow. Yeah, they just had 3 non-spell cycles. Can't do it. Okay, yeah, they made a nice pile that played around Mindbreak Trap. Brutal. Okay, dumpstered by a combo deck in the final round. Unfortunate. Faster combo decks are always going to be tough for this deck, especially Doomsday specifically. Like, we have the Mindbreak Traps, the Surgicals for most faster combo decks, but Doomsday specifically is going to dumpster us every time. But, alright, that's my take on the Nickfit build of this deck. I think we're going to see a lot of builds of the Witherbloom Apprentice thing, Chain of Smog combo over the next couple weeks. And then I think we're going to stop seeing them because it's probably not actually very good. But it is fun. It is new. This is a powerful interaction. Like, this is actually Splinter Twin. So, and it's in a tight little package. The problem is that neither of these cards are remotely playable on their own. Like, there was a number of times where I was like, oh, I could Chain of Smog them, and then realized it would actually empty my hand and just leave them with whatever they want. So that's no good. I'm not sure if this is like free-ish if you're just playing Rector Fit anyway, because I know a lot of people do like this deck. It might be pretty cheap to just work this in, but these 4 slots on the Chain of Smog and the slot on Shred Memory are pretty rough if you're just trying to do that. But yeah, some better sequencing could have ended up with a positive record. I definitely stumbled a few times, fetched the wrong land, didn't plan for the multi-step lines the way I needed to. Also, put the 3rd Phyrexian Tower in the deck. How many times did we win if we draw this card? The answer is so many. It also facilitates turn 2 wins, which is apparently a thing the deck can do. You could also build it to have more apprentices and just be heavier on that. I don't know. It doesn't even have to be a Nickfit shell, but this is the shell that was asked of me by Benjamin. So Benjamin, thanks for getting me on this. It was fun to break into the day 1 of the new format like this. So everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you had fun. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.